Hi, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, I just received a big boy card in the mail. Man, I haven't really been picking up anything recently. I think this is the only card I've picked up in the past month. For whatever reason, I just haven't found something that interests me. But really sweet card. I like to also show you a photo of the day and a little gift I received from Scott Reindeer Studios. So why don't we start with Scott Reindeer Studios, one of the great guys in the community. Just a truly great guy. And Scott, thanks a lot for the card. I know many of you received this card. But Scott has a little note for me, and it says, "Hey, Rick, if anybody knows what this card is, I would think you would be the guy." Well, the card is this right here. This particular card is of Al Lyon. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Thanks for giving me a little clue here. I had no idea what this card was, so I had to look it up. Al played for the San Francisco Seals. He was a pitcher. Of course, San Francisco Seals was the Pacific Coast League. And this particular issue is a 1949 Japanese card of Al. And on the back here, you can see what it looks like. I have no idea what it says or what it is. But thanks, Scott. You know I love these types of things, so I really appreciate it, the gift. Now, photo of the day. Here it is of the great Satchel Paige. This original photo was taken in 1940 by the Sporting News. This is one of his famous photos of Satchel. This particular one was distributed by the Dixon Paper Company here. So of course I had to look up what is the Dixon Paper Company, because I'm trying to figure out what year this particular photo was distributed. Well, a person named Arthur Dixon ran a paper company out of his house from the 50s to the 70s. So anywhere between 1950 and early 1970s, this was probably distributed. Blank back, but really, really cool, of Satchel Paige. Now, the card I received in the mail, this was a Heritage Auction win. This particular card doesn't come up for auction very often. I bet you many of you have never seen this particular card before. Pretty scarce. And it's a Drake's Cake card of Babe Ruth here. And it's a little bigger size than your normal baseball card. Now, Drake's Cake, a little background. A person named Newman Drake started his company, a bakery company, cake company, in 1896. And he would sell cakes to local grocery stores in New York City. Well, by 1904, he was distributing cakes to over 1,000 stores in the New York and surrounding states. Now, this particular card, it was in packages of Drake's Cake. But it does say here 1925 up here on the label, but that is incorrect. It's actually a 1932 issue. And the reason we know that nowadays is because it was a 64 card set. All movie stars, including the Babe is the only athlete. And he made 3 short films in 1934 that were produced and distributed by Universal Pictures down here, it says. And the other movie stars, some of the other movie stars in the films they were in, couldn't possibly be made in 1925 or before that. So I guess we've narrowed it down to it being a 1932 issue. And I wonder if I would send this in to PSA SGC if they would change it to 1932, because that's pretty much when it was distributed. On the back here, you're going to kind of see a very cool back. It says Drake Cake here. This is one of a series of 64 pictures. They will be found in most packages of Drake's Cake. So kind of love the back. Sweet plain day card of the Babe. Now Drake's Cake, the company actually also produced cards in 1950, the Drake cookie cards. You know, the little cards with the player inside a TV set. And of course, I don't know if you've done this before, I pulled out a Warren Spahn Drake's 1950 Drake's cookie card to show you. And of course, I pulled it out last week because I knew I was going to do this video, and I can't find it now. So it's just pretty frustrating, but you can look it up. And many of you know, have seen the Drake's cookie cards. But also, they produced cards in the 1980s, and this was a 1987 box of Drake's Cake, a box, empty box, and it has two players on it, Don Mattingly and Willie McGee. And you can see kind of what it looks like here. Then they would have different, Drake's Cake, they would have, things like, I guess it was, started out to be maybe even in the 80s an East Coast thing, but they would have like Funny Bones, Devil Dogs, apple pies, Yankee Doodles, and of course, Coffee Cake. But Willie McGee, man, fantastic player. Little story, I have season tickets to the San Francisco 49ers, and Willie has tickets in my section. He's a local guy, grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, played for the Giants for at least a couple years, I believe. And when the 49ers score a touchdown, he gets up and he says, "Hey, anything you guys want? Who wants popcorn? Who wants hot dogs? I'm buying." And you kind of get to the point where you kind of feel bad, getting free stuff from Willie, but just a great guy and truly great player. And of course, Don Mattingly, what can I tell you? And Hitman 23. If you don't have this, let me know. I'll send you this particular box of Drake's Cake, Coffee Cake. So, hey, thanks for watching, man. I'm just so fired up to receive this in the mail. Plain Days Ruth card, 1932 issue. Pretty scarce. I think PSA's only graded like 15 of these, so you don't see them every day. So, and the reason it's a 1 now, it looks fantastic for a 1, is it has a little pinhole right here, which I could pretty much care less about. Saved me a few bucks to pick this up. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Bye.